chanting Ganesha also can make your intellect very sharp, very logical, and very clear. And it make your music capability. What is music? Music is a division of sounds into beautiful ways, in mathematical ways. More your consciousness becomes engaged with Ganesha, you will see that inherently, like Shiva explains about Ganesha, that this sound is musical, it is dancing, and that's how it is forming all this cosmos. So you have to connect with the music of this sound of cosmos. So Ganesha is the way to enter that dimension of musicality. Any given moment, you are a music going on. Sometimes it's disturbed, sometimes it's harmonious, sometimes it's overactive, sometimes it's dull. And the point of practice is to how to make your sound musical and one. When we say somebody is healthy, we say he has a sound health. What does that mean? It means you have become one sound. Whenever you are healthy, feeling good, close your eyes and feel your whole body. You will feel it's like a one music going on. And whenever you're suffering and miserable, you will feel your body is kind of in a discord. Like orchestra, everybody is playing something else. Mind is saying one thing, body is saying another thing, emotions are going somewhere else, and that's where you feel scattered and disturbed.
Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari.
So we'll start today 5 minutes and we'll chant Ganesh mantra. It's anyway a good thing to start any activities. It's taking permission from the now, the manifestation of Om. Because present is the intellect and the manifestation in intellect form and in visible form of Om. So the mantra is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. You all know. If anybody does not know, then maybe Jit, you can type it up on the like as in bubble gum, it's a gum. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Just first feel the sounds and feel of your body, all thoughts, all emotions, feelings as a form of one sound. This is the gum, your body, your mind, all sensations. This is the gum of Ganapati. It's not just an image of elephant god, but it is symbolic of the total manifestation, which contains everything, every thought, every form, all galaxies to one singular atom. Ganapataye Namaha Om Gam 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 Ganapatiye Namaha. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Okay, so coming days it is Ganesh Chaturthi. That's why I chose to speak on Ganesh. And this Ganesh represents the present manifestation, the visible manifestation of Om. As the science says that everything is sound, and condensed sound becomes light, electricity and light, and condensed light becomes matter. So Ganesh represents this present form of the cosmos. If you look at when you say gum, it is the root of the tongue, which is touching the roof of the mouth. It's a gum. Hence, it is activating your Muladhara, your first chakra, the manifested form, the body. In India, Ganesha is worshipped before any ceremony, before entering the house. It's like addressing and taking permission or taking blessings of the present form of the cosmos, which is Ganesha. When you want to change something in yourself, when you want to start a new thing, you're first addressing the form as it is now. And in that, you submit your wish or will whatsoever. So there is a lot on Ganesh. I will try to explain as much because it is very important for people who are starting on any journey, maybe material, maybe spiritual, that they connect with this Muladhara, the base of our existence, the body, and connect with this present sound, to have a reverence for this sound. Even when they do worship to Shiva, when they put water on Shiva Lingam, they also put water on Ganesha. So it's water represents your wisdom and attention onto Shiva or Ganesha. One of the names of Ganesha is Ekadantaya. If you look at the image of the Ganesha, he has two tusks. One is broken. These two tusks represent trust and intellect. And intellect tusk is half. Means in this life, your intellect should be smaller than your trust, your Shraddha. Any action you do, usually what our suffering is, that whatever action we do, our intellect is bigger than our commitment or our trust. We are confused, we are hesitant, should I do, should I not do? But we don't trust the very action, the very present movement of life, because that carries the wisdom and direction for you. And our misconception is that mind our justifications, logics, and education carries the direction for you. Whereas life exists before you, the sound of Om exists before you, like a trunk and the roots. You are the leaves and the flowers. So any guidance needed, you always address to the base, to the core. So Ekdantaya means one intention, one sound. And to be successful into any venture in life or any spiritual dimension or any other dimension, till your energies do not become one action, as long as they're scattered into confusions and doing little bit and then coming out of it, then again trying and then again doing, not doing all that. This is the state of confused mind, means your sound, your power is leaking out into formations of the mind. And we take our whole training, what we call our suffering, is that we believe the sounds of the mind, images of the mind, concepts of the mind to be reality. It's like you think word is a reality. In reality, the sound is the truth, and the rhythm of the tongue on that sound is what we call words. So that's why Ganesha is also the god of rhythms. Ganesh, Ganapati means Gan means one particle, one object, from atom to any group of people to one human being to one planet to one thought to one emotion, all is Gan. So everything, each unit of the cosmos, including your thoughts and your connections, it is ruled by one sound, which is Om, which is Ganesh. So that's why we say Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, that I bow down to the one sound which rules all the sounds. Because one of the name of Ganesha is Dhumravarana, means who is like a smoke. So you think what you're seeing is solid. Actually, it's constantly changing and vibrating energy like a smoke. People who take some drugs and all the experience, everything is just blurry and changing. They're not hallucinating, actually. They are seeing that everything is a movement of energy. And such an experience can transform you, because our whole suffering is that we think things are absolute and rigid. But when you see everything is like a river and flowing, then you start to flow with it rather than sticking to few thoughts, few concepts. And Ganesha is also, chanting of Ganesha is also called obstacle remover. That's why we chanted before, because whatever obstacles are there in your life, they are there because the flow of your sound, the sound of your being, is restricted by your thoughts, sounds. Hence, your energy gets blocked into your body, into your emotions, into your thoughts. Whereas anytime you feel success, happiness, or bliss, is that when your sound, when your energy is flowing without any restriction, without any blockage. So Ganesha, chanting Ganesh mantra removes obstacles from your energy system. That's why people who want to be successful into business and in material affairs, it is very powerful for that, because you don't need strategies to make things happen. You just need to make your energy flowing and vibrating. So when you chant Om, because Om is the original form of Ganesha, the Om sound, but when it comes into manifestation with the rhythms and mathematics, it becomes this manifestation. Each body is made of certain group of units of one sounds. That's what is creating the mathematics of all these manifestations. So when you are chanting Ganesh mantra, it starts to make your whole system as one flowing sound. And success and prosperity is into the flowing and the charisma and the power of your action, not the strategy of your action. Mind can get so lost into strategies and what is right, what is wrong, that you forget that essentially what matters is that your action should be ekdantaya, means one action, and total action, where your whole sound is engaged, which means your body, your mind, your focus, your energy is engaging into one action. An interesting thing is that each time an artist makes a painting, he makes painting in one stroke, if you understand what I mean. Each time you're doing a one stroke. You're never doing two strokes. That comes later, but each time you do only one stroke. Any given moment, you are only doing this action, this breath, this thought, this sound. Only one thing you're experiencing only, the present action, the present thought. That's why cosmos is just this present one action. That's what ekdantaya means. And what is our scatteredness? When we go into memories and thoughts of many, many actions which you are going to do, which you did, and that sucks away all your energy. And in the present action, you are just not there. So that's why the insistence that staying with the present makes your energies converge as one action into the present moment. And that is a success as a human being. You are vibrating energy, and because of that, cosmic energies start to flow in tune with you. That's where it brings prosperity on the social level, business level, as well as it brings wisdom. For example, Ganesha is chanted by all the artists in India of any kind, mathematicians, because chanting Ganesha also can make your intellect very sharp, very logical, and very clear. And it make your music capability. What is music? Music is a division of sounds into beautiful ways, in mathematical ways. More your consciousness becomes engaged with Ganesha, you will see that inherently, like Shiva explains about Ganesha, that this sound is musical, it is dancing, and that's how it is forming all this cosmos. So you have to connect with the music of this sound of cosmos. So Ganesha is the way to enter that dimension of musicality. Any given moment, you are a music going on. Sometimes it's disturbed, sometimes it's harmonious, sometimes it's overactive, sometimes it's dull. And the point of practice is to how to make your sound musical and one. When we say somebody is healthy, we say he has a sound health. What does that mean? It means you have become one sound. Whenever you are healthy, feeling good, close your eyes and feel your whole body. You will feel it's like a one music going on. And whenever you're suffering and miserable, you will feel your body is kind of in a discord, like orchestra, everybody is playing something else. Mind is saying one thing, body is saying another thing, emotions are going somewhere else, and that's where you feel scattered and disturbed. So Ganesha also represents the manifested form of Shakti. Because when you're creating a sound, you're experiencing Shakti, what we call Durga. Actually, all your experiences of life, can you remember any time when you were not listening any sound in your life? Even when there are no sounds, you will hear your sounds going on of your blood vessels. Lots of noises going on in a closed room. It is more freaky than normal sounds. Sound is always there. And point is the present sound. So Ganesh, it opens Chanting Om, for example, Om Gam Ganapataye Namah, it opens your blockages of energy. Actually, people who are doing anything physical, like yoga students, I used to tell them that you should chant Ganesh mantra because your blockages in the energy meridian system, it has to be opened up. Only then you can have a thought of wisdom. You can get great ideas and great ideas of wisdom, but they will not resonate into you if your sound is not flowing. And sometimes very simple things can click with you because they resonate with your total sound. So people keep on reading great philosophies and great books, but they never feel it resonates with them. Intellectually, it makes sense, but in reality, whenever any insight happens to you, it is not happening in the mind. Your whole system, as the electric sound, goes through a resonance. It vibrates, and then you say, "Ah, I get it." It's not intellectual. Your whole body feels a thrill. You are become a one sound. And this, if you look at the picture of Ganesha, why they chose elephant, the big ears means you are, whenever you're dealing with sound of life, you shouldn't be speaking so much as much you are listening. They say intellectual person speaks, but an intelligent person listens. The more you listen, more you have wisdom entering into your life because wisdom is listening, learning. In India, Sikhism is based on chanting Om, and their basic teaching is they call Sikh. Sikh means a student, a learner, who is always till the last moment of life is learning. What it means to learn? Listening to your events, not trying to define your events all the time, but listening to the events, what life is telling you with this. You don't know why this happened. I think it happened because of this. None of that. You listen what it is doing to you and what it is provoking. When you start to listen, you realize that life is not against you. It is changing you. It is making you grow. But why we suffer when we say, I want to stay like this? When you are like a river, you say, I want to just be here in this city. How that is possible? Life is taking you further to more cities towards the ocean. But we stick to just, I like myself when I was through mountains. I like myself when I move through Rishikesh. If Gangaji says, I like it. I don't like it when I pass through Banaras, or I don't like it when I move through Roorkee or whatever. So whenever you're suffering, it means some boundaries are being broken within you because life is asking you to expand and leave that old home and enter the new. I think these floods last 2 3 months in India are explaining us this, that it's time to break old houses. I'm not making a politically incorrect statement. It is just how nature teaches us that life is a flow, and whenever you start to make homes by the side of a river, one day or the other, it will wash away your homes. And psychologically, it's much more true that our ego forms many thought forms as solid forms, and we want to stick to that. And that's what makes us our energy stagnant. Look, anything beautiful happen to you, from sex to any meditative experiences, that when your energy is flowing smoothly, that flow is the juice. Without flow, there is no juice. That's why the name for wisdom goddess in India is Saraswati. Saras, the ras, the juice, and that which flows, that is the wisdom. So whenever you want wisdom into your life, start to flow, then seek answers. But people say, I will flow only when I'll get answers or when I will get money. But opposite is true. When you start to flow, you start to bring money and prosperity. But mostly people are waiting are into pending state in their life because they're waiting when I will have my conditions fulfilled, then I will flow. Even when money comes, they have habit of not flowing and they miss. So becoming one sound, becoming one action, becoming the present action is effort of every spiritual practice because cosmos is like a flame. It is happening right now. Flame is always present. And that's what Ganesha represents, the present fire of the manifestation. See, these are the big ears. And then the trunk is there. You see, the quality of trunk is same as with your wisdom. A trunk can lift a log of wood, of elephant can lift a log of wood. At the same time, the same trunk can pick a needle also. So that is the quality of your energy, your wisdom is that you can do very powerful works also, and you can do very subtle and refined works also with this Ganesha wisdom. You not only become powerful, you also become very sharp and wise because each thought, each situation is not how you define it. It is also a music of the situation. When you become good with sound, you meet a group of people, you will know, is there a music in this group or not? When you meet somebody and you know, is there a music between or not? I know one friend of mine who is a masseuse, and he feels that when he touches the body of the people, in the beginning, when he starts to do that, he feels that it is out of tune. And when he's working on them, and he stops when he feels they are back into music, music is flowing. Others says, "Oh, I feel good," but that is the music they are feeling. So it's a this is kind of our intuitive intelligence with which you can even notice. I don't know. I mean, most of you are aware that whenever you look into the mirror, every day you see a different face, a different story going on. What do you think is that? Because you're noticing different music's happening to you. So, and I have already explained the task aspect that your trust, your faith should be stronger than your intellect. That is the condition for material world as well as spiritual world. Even if you are wrong, your totality of action is what is giving you a benefit in life. Mostly people, because they fail, they start to mistrust their action. And that mistrust is what kind of suicidal. You are kind of making yourself useless by doing that. You have to really, and reason behind why we start to judge our actions. When we say Om Gam Ganpataye Namaha, we are saying that Om is the Gam, Ganpataye, Namaha means not me. So another point to understand that everything you are doing, your mind is thinking you are doing. That's why you are hesitant, you are afraid, you fail, you succeed. But when you feel it's a life, the Ganesha, the Om, the cosmos is functioning through you, that is where the total intelligence takes over your actions. See, cosmic intelligence is non-intrusive. It will let you do your things. If you want to think, I want to do it like this, it will say Tathastu, go ahead. Then you will suffer the consequences, and it may take few lives or few failures to understand that you are not a doer. Essential doing is happening in totality of life, the Om. And secret to that is relaxing. Usually people say when I say become total with your action, people start to stressed out to do an action. When you relaxed and flowing with your action, a totality happens. And Ganesha also helps, chanting of Ganesha, to get your kingdoms back. Because in today's time, our energy, our psychological inspirations, our emotional energies are robbed by others. We don't even know that many people are robbing us, and many people find why they are not able to find their inspirations back again is that your energies get entangled with other people who are related to you, who are judging you, or who are not giving you the right responses. And one of the qualities of Ganesha is that it not only doing everything, the Om is doing everything, it is also removing all the obstacles, and it also brings all your original talents back to you. All your energies return to you. And the phone fell. So the obstacle is removed. Oof. Excusez-moi. This is kind of interesting. Yeah. Okay. I hope this doesn't click out. Was it the strong vibration, or was it the grip of the stand is bit weak? I don't know, could be any of those. So yeah. So Ganesh mantra, for example, works on your Muladhara. It starts to first remove the blockages from your Muladhara, from your sex center. Because body and sex center are not two separate things. And most of the people who have issues with their sex energy or the first chakra usually start to have physical problems. And for example, one of the many issues with eating or not eating are related with the first chakra. And that is very important to understand, because prosperity in life, why Ganesh mantra is the mantra for prosperity in life, is that it makes your physical aspect, the Muladhara aspect, first chakra aspect, healthy and flowing. And when it is healthy and flowing, it can easily flow out and it can easily flow in to meditation. There is no problem in that. But we have made problems with that, that going energy inward is spiritual, going outward is entering into suffering and Maya. It's none of that. Life would not have made it like that. We are supposed to be roots as well as the flowers. But you cannot make choices that only flowers, or you cannot say, I will only roots. If there are no flowers, what is the point of roots? And if there is only flower and no roots, how flower can exist? It's like, it's very funny that these two dualities are like a stick, you know. A stick has two ends. One end is upwards, other end is downwards. So you say, I do not like the materiality. So let's cut the stick so the lower end does not exist, right? So what happens? You still have the half stick, but it still has the one end and the other end. So this is as stupid as that. You try to grab life from one end and try this. Hold stick from one end, the whole stick will become very heavy. Martial artists know about it. When you hold a stick in the middle, it becomes balanced. It's easy to handle. So point is, do not make choice between the spiritual or the material. Grab in the middle. Both are your ends to use, to play around with the stick. And you will see amongst people who have cut their stick half, spiritual or material, people say only material is everything. They are haunted by the other cut aspect. A material is haunted by the lack of spiritual, and spiritual is haunted by the lack of the material. I meet many yogis who have left their families and money and everything. And even now, their issues, their fantasies are about women, money, which Baba, which yogi has car, which yogi has more disciples. It's all the same game, you know. And most of the rich people are talking about, oh, it's all Maya. One day we have to go, and they try to talk beyond all that. But they are never able to. In India, one of the paths other than Shaivik path, Vaishnav path, and Shakti path, energy path, the Vaishnav path is the, I will explain that later, and Shakti path, Shaivik path is the of meditation and going beyond. Ganapatayas is another path, which is kind of one of the beautiful aspect of it is which Ram mentions to Lakshman in Ram Gita, in one of his teaching to Lakshman, that see life as one sound of Om and live in peace. You see, there is a technique in Taoism. Whenever duality arises in your mind with feeling, say not to. Like we have path of Advaita, of non-duality. So when you feel somebody is your enemy, somebody's enemy, you become two. You say that one is other, I am this. You know, when you say not to, you dissolve the contradiction. Other person can be what they are, but you are no more fighting the person psychologically, energetically. For example, you have confusion into your head. Should I do this? Should I do that? Just feel it's not two. It's just coming out of one you as two different aspects. We forget that and we get split by the appearance of two branches. We don't realize you are the one tree. You know, you can look at a tree with many branches, or you can look at the whole thing as one tree. Ability to look at life, all your dualities, all your thoughts and conflicts as one sound is the spiritual quality. That's where your spiritual journey really begins. You do not divide the spiritual and material as two separate dimensions, but you are just seeing them as music of one life. And then when you are in tune, you will not make a choice. You will see which note you can sing right now, which is appropriate of spiritual or material. It's not about which will be more beneficial. That businessman language, life is not doing no business with you. Please remember that. It is giving you everything for free. You know? So we make a deals with life. If I do this, give me that. The real revolution in your life is the day you say that life is giving me everything, it's serving me, and best return is you serve the life back. That is a hand put forward for friendship. Then life, this big emperor or queen, becomes your friend. Then everything is showered upon you. Not what you want. Please remember this. Most of the people are using Hinduism practices to what they want. That is manipulation. You don't manipulate life. You just request life and tell it. Best prayer is, please do not give me what I want, give me what I need. Then you will see. Be ready for surprises and some disasters. Because when life is blessing you, it is taking things which you don't need. And that's where we freak out. Why everything is going away? It's not going away. It is making space to give you things which you need. And mostly people do not know the difference between what you need and what you desire. If you understand that, you will understand the base of your whole life. Always fulfills your need. Our psychological engagement into desires and getting into mind games about that, that we overlook to fulfill our needs. Because this is very important thing to understand as a youngsters. When I understood this from Osho, the difference between desire and need, many things become clear. Most of the things we are suffering from, stresses, if you look deeply, they are not your needs. They are just desires learned from here and there. Your ego wants to show off something, and that's what you are investing your life into. But otherwise, what you need is health. Great, it can be done easily. What you need is food. It can be done when you are healthy. What you need is intelligence and wisdom or talent that can be learned and applied. But what confuses this whole game is the desire. Desire is impossibility. People demand spring from life when they are facing autumn. And they want life to break its rule for you to bring you spring when it is autumn. When wave is going down, when music is ending, we are asking for new beginnings. Being a friend means being in tune with life. When things are going down, go down, and you know well it's a rhythm. It will rise again. And when things are rising on a new tide, then you put new actions. Again, in desiring, you shouldn't desire things which are just filling your pocket. You should desire things which are expansion of yourself and life. When you desire like a garden, that's I can have fruits and others can also have those fruits, then you are behaving like life. Sun is giving us everything, not asking anything, but that free giving is bringing prosperity. So this is important to understand the difference between the desire. You can desire a burger, but what you need is good food, good rice, good vegetables. But on the hunger level, we confuse it. We make it as one issue. And following the need is you're listening to your wisdom of the body. Following the desire means you're listening to the tantrums of the ego. When you desire, you're also saying that what is happening today to you is not right. It is wrong. Desire is a complaint. Please understand that. Don't think there are better desires. I see so many videos on YouTube, how to attract whatever you want, how to manifest things. You do not know who you are fucking with. You're fucking with a great force. You can make few things happen, but there are consequences of it. You will be stealing something, then you'll have to pay back for it also. Whenever you desire something, ask yourself, do I need this? And you will see most of the time you do not need it. It is just going on. Anybody has a question regarding Ganesh?
You guys have a question, you can raise your hand.
Satya Ji, namaste.
Okay, nobody.
Who is speaking?
Yeah, I'm speaking
Anyway,
here.
because
Satya Ji, somebody is trying
on
to
the
speak.
angle of questions, certain points can be made more clear, but
Sorry, Satya Ji, somebody is trying to ask a question. Can you raise your hand on
somebody
the...
saying something?
Yeah, somebody was trying.
I was trying, Satya Ji, can you hear me?
Yes.
This Tejas Malik.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to know, Satya Ji, if you could elaborate on the idea of blockages and how one can...
Off and put off my... Hold on. Speak up, please.
Yeah, namaste. Can you hear me, Satya Ji?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted you, if possible, to elaborate on this idea of blockages and what to pay attention to in your day to day that can enlighten you on what is that specific blockage.
You see, the specific blockage is for something you to know, but essentially, in today's time, our biggest blockage is our own mind, which is doubtful, which is hesitant. Like in Sikhism, there is a statement that qualities of God is, they say, Ek Onkar Satnam, means only true name of God is Omkar, Om, Karta Purak. He is the only doer. And third quality is Nirbhav Nirvair. When your energy becomes fearless and without enmity, like a flower blooming without any hesitation, that removes the blockages. And our fundamental block is psychology, which is corrupting our body, which is corrupting our sexuality, which is corrupting our confidence, everything. So that's why there is an insistence in most of the religious practices how to go beyond thoughts. So with that, Ganesha mantra can help that instead of indulging into thought, you indulge into the sound of the mantra. Because mind needs engagement. Either it can go into many thoughts. So with that indulgence into the sound and staying with the sound, the psychological barriers which you created, they become sound and start to flow. And out of that, a wisdom or insights come to you. So it is a good idea to be physically be flowing. Mostly people are blocked emotionally also because this is a very non-expressive, emotionally non-expressive society. Why you think there are so much soap operas, Bollywood, Hollywood movies which moves us emotionally? Because in their ordinary life, people do not get moved emotionally. That's why they need these entertainments to feel moving emotionally. A person who is really flowing emotionally in the real life, they don't need these dramas. They will say, what are you talking about? What is this crap? Because we do not know the live flow of emotion, of love, or even of anger. We know only dramatizations. Even we do not know the right bhajans. Each are recorded and with the plastic recorded practiced voices. We do not know the original sound. So these blockages are essentially psychological, which creates energetic blockages and which creates physical blockages. Make it clear?
Yes, Satyaji, your idea of fear is something I've noticed myself, and that from whatever I've been listening to you, I have been implementing that on, moving fearlessly and becoming more in tune and accepting what comes and then seeing what happens after. Thank you.
Actually, you shouldn't even think of after because all you ever got is present. After is just an idea. If you become expert with present, you are expert into everything. And nobody is expert with the present. Everybody is expert about past or future. And real expertise, which you see in Buddhas or great artists, is they're expert into their present action. And that's great affluence. And look at our cultures are formed by people who are expert in their action. What do you remember today? Artists who created a culture, people who made music, people who wrote things because they engaged with the present. But only thing, what is the barrier is that present is always insecure. That is the sign of life. Its vulnerability is the life what it is. If it is secure, it is dead already. That's why people like to live in memories because nobody can take them away. But live person can be taken away. So many people make their homes in memories, and you can know your personality how many selfies you take. And this journey is about from selfie to self. Once you are established in self, I never take selfies. Of course, it's obvious because who will want to take this bearded guy's photo and say, ah, nice, gone are the days. Okay. Who is the next questioner?
So Avinash has a question.
Yes.
Hi, still, can you hear me?
Hi.
Yeah, so actually, I've been in a job right now, and I
Could you
wanted
speak
to,
loudly because it's not
yeah,
so audible?
sure, sure. So my question is basically that currently I'm in a job right now, and I wanted to venture into new things, mostly like I wanted to do business, right? But I don't get support. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. But when I talk to my, family and friends, they say that you're already in a good job, you're earning good money. But why don't you want to risk it all and try out new things and venture? But in my heart, I feel that I have some things to fulfill and I want to try out the business. But also uncertainty that if these things don't go away, that then how will things pan out in future, right? So, what do you recommend? So, should chanting Ganesha mantra is the way to get the clarity in life, as you
I
mentioned that.
can hear only very little what you're saying, but overall, I am getting the point is that somewhere you are not trusting what you want to do. You're betraying yourself and you're looking for validation from friends and people. Even if they will give validation to you still have to cover that ground of trusting what you are doing. And that trust is very important because the rest is all thought process. You think some friend will say okay and you will get support from them. It is just thought. It doesn't do anything to your action. You stay dependent. So you are betraying yourself. If in your heart you feel something, take courage and trust that and don't ask for permission. This is what I meant, how people steal your power. When you're filled with an inspiration, you go to friends and share that energy. They can steal that inspiration by criticizing you. Why you need to do that? So what will happen to that inspiration, new energy, new power? You end up feeding to the friend who criticizes you. And you say, yes, you are right. Actually, I should keep on doing the same. So you canceled your own energy. So it is said that whenever you have an inspiration in your life, do not talk to anybody. Keep it into your belly till it starts to become a tree, give you fruits. Then you tell about it. But when it's just a plant or a seed you have not even sowed yet, and you're already telling people, see, so it is important to first establish a trust into your actions. That's very important. Is it related to what you were saying?
Yes, Satya. I wanted to, follow my heart and do it anyway. Even if I fail in my venture, I wanted to try it out. But, listening to other people sometimes, gives
Yeah,
me like, yeah, it puts me off track and it trains me, as you rightly said.
yeah, that is everybody's story, man. So it's not only yours. Everybody is doing that because we rely on people to support us, but they don't support. And the interesting thing which happens in your life is the day you start to rely on yourself, then a whole different scenario of friendship and connections happen. When you are relying on yourself, you attract more people into your life. But when you go out there begging, give me support, you disperse people, you detract them, they go away from you because you are asking their energy. Hmm? But when you get filled with energy and you start to do your own thing, that creates a charisma. You become a Krishna, which attracts.
Yeah.
Right now, we are vacuums, want to be filled by others. Okay, who's next?
Thank you, Satya.
Next is Melissa, and then I also have a question after that.
Yeah.
Hi, Satya Ji. Today, interestingly, you speak about this. It touches a chord in me. Um, I'm not sure if I can ask this, but you see if how far I can ask this. It's a little bit personal. I'm now actually, I don't know, over the years I have been very like seeking and searching and seeking until like I think my interest in work is like dropping and all that, and then I think I almost decided because of that also I'm not like a take contract because at one time contract just come and it just come and I have a lot of enthusiasm with work. but I have not have that one already. I'm not sure is this a calling, and then I feel like it's really, if I'm doing this, it's like not very productive because you are so, like what you say, you should have some material. But I'm actually at the point like I do not have much interest in that, and I'm not sure if I should be like this, or I don't know. And also I'm also joining people like they are like manifesting and kind of thing. And then yeah, I glad that you pointed out. So it's not through those manifestation, is it? Because they are saying that there is a self in you. There's also a cosmic self. It's like allowing the cosmic self to come to you is like much easier, kind of thing like this. Is it not true, or how is it?
Well, Melissa, you can do anything. I won't get confused with you. You can ask as many things, but I won't get confused with you. You're trying me to get into your confused world. So what is that? What is that? It's important for you to, Melissa, you write down every morning your thoughts. Have you tried that?
Not really. Not much.
Because
I
you
think
have,
I nothing much to write.
yeah, that's no, 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 no. You have a lot to write. The way you ask questions, oh my God, you have so much to write. So
Okay.
every morning when you wake up, just write 3 pages, whatsoever comes to your mind. In that, you have all the answers, you have all the experiences, but your noisy mind is interfering. Even when things are going well, and you say, what if this was just an illusion? It's interesting. We never ask when we are suffering that what if this was an illusion? Whenever happiness comes, people start to question, what if this is transitory? So is your suffering, you know? So it's important to write. In
Okay.
writing, it's very important step for everybody to write your present mind and express it out. Then it starts to organize. Then you know exactly why you are thinking and what is the source behind it. Sometimes we just shoot questions and it's not even you who is shooting questions. For example, who you are maybe want to do one thing, but your mother image into you, which coming from mother personality, will start to question you. Your brother will also question you. Your friend you liked very much who criticized you, he will also question you within your mind. These are not your aspects. It's the recordings which starts to play out. So it's important to put out those recordings into writing. It is part of Ganesha practice that cleanse your intellect by writing it down and understanding why you are thinking what you are thinking. And writing, once, as I said in last post, things expressed are the things healed. Anything unexpressed will become your sickness, your wound inside. So when I tell people that when they're angry, don't get angry. Tell the person that you are getting angry because how you are behaving. Instead of getting angry, you will see you will not need to get angry. It's much more powerful than getting angry. And why we
Mm,
get angry is we explode after tolerating for a long time. But as soon as person breaks a rule, you say, listen, this is will make me angry. Please do not do this. This honesty is more powerful than getting angry. So it's important for your own mind, you keep putting out. And also do another practice. You become your own friend. And whenever you go into this kind of mind fuck, you say, Melissa, come on, what are you doing? Become your friend and start to talk to you. It's a practice prescribed in many spiritual schools. It's also considered one of the practice in many practices that you have to create a double personality into you. So whenever you're doubting and afraid and questions coming, then you stand on the side, you say, what are you doing, Melissa? Do you really need an answer, or you just what just playing with the words? So what happens? That mind will become silent and you are the speaker now. It creates a distance. What you need is a distance from your mind. Right now, each thought comes, you think this is me. It's not true.
okay.
So, okay.
Mm,
Okay. Satyaji, I have a question
Yes.
about Ganesha that I was
Yeah.
thinking about yesterday evening. I got very curious. There is this story, for those that are not familiar, of how Ganesha was born. Ganesha is the son of Shiva and Parvati. And Parvati sculpted a boy using clay that she put on her own body. and made the form of Ganesha. And then she went to take a bath. This was without Shiva didn't know this was happening. It all happened in one day. And then she went to take a bath and she asked Ganesha to stand guard so that nobody would come and see her while she was taking a bath. And then Shiva comes back and he wants to see his wife Parvati, and he sees there's this little boy standing there with a stick or something, and he's saying, "No, you can't pass here." And he says, "Who are you to tell me I can't pass here?" She's like, "You can't go, you can't see Parvati, you know." And so in his anger, Shiva cut off his head. And then when Parvati comes, she is outraged. She says, "You killed our child," and he didn't. And he realizes this, and I have different versions of the story from here, but essentially they go and they find there's an elephant that has died in the forest at that time. They take its head and they put it on the head of the put it on the body of the child, and that's why Ganesha has this elephant head. So I was wondering if you have any deeper insights as to the meaning of this.
Yeah, this has been, I've been deciphering this story. So I figured out 80-90% of it, because this is how I kind of, because I don't rely mostly on the what mythological explanations are there. Osho once made quite a joke about it, that that Parvati made out of the dirt of your body, our body. Please do not drop in questions in between when I'm talking. Whosoever Aditya Gupta. And Osho was making a joke that why Parvati was so dirty that she didn't take showers in centuries or thousands of years, that she could make a human form out of her dirt. So deeper meaning of this is that Parvati, the Shakti, in its purest form is unmanifested. But when it becomes an intellect form, that is the Ganesha. You understand? That is the dirt aspect. Means the not pure form, because thought is not pure. Ganesha represents the intellect. It is meanings and mind coming to it. This much is clear. So when Shiva wants to experience Shakti in its purity, what interferes is the mind, the chattering mind. So in that process, you end up thinking that mind is a problem and you kill it. But then, no creativity is possible if your mind is destroyed like that. So a humble mind, like that of an elephant, which is, I just explained you the qualities. Through that, what they're saying behind it is that there can be a mind which does not know the value of Shiva. It can get its head cut. But there can be a mind which values the life and its origins, which is in tune with life, with half task and its. This is my way of looking, because all these mythological stories can be looked upon as many ways as possible. They're like seed forms. But essentially, in its purity, we cannot experience Shakti. For Shakti to be experienced, we need a body, we need a manifestation which is always tainted. It's not original. So that is the point. What she made out of her physical dirt, the form of Shiva, means Shakti, the original Shakti, when it is manifesting into formations, that is the, not in a negative way, an impurity is happening. You're going farther from the original form, let's say. And there, she formed that, because she gave birth to that form. And it is said that Shiva also burnt Kamadev. Now the story is related. When he started to woo Shiva, and Shiva got up from his meditation, he got very angry at the sex god to disturb him. So he gave him a sharp third eye and it burnt him. So you see, Kamadev and Ganesh, they both have the same center. Kamadev is sex center, Ganesh also represents the Muladhara. Means the material form can be destructive, But then Parvati said that how now creation is possible without that. And that's where Shiva has to give boon back to that Kamadev so that it can do its Leela and play. Is it making sense?
Yes.
And as
It
the,
is very interesting.
yeah, it's the,
Actually,
yes, you're speaking.
no, actually, I was just saying that, I just used to see this story every time on Cartoon Network's channel as a child, every Ganesh Chaturthi. So this was so
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
I
it's
have one explanation about it.
huh?
I have one explanation about it. Can I
Yes.
tell you?
Sure, sure.
Uh, sure. So, Parvati created Ganapati because it is earth element, when they say in the mythology it is dirt, it is earth element because Mooladhara is earth element. And Ganesha was created and he was standing to protect Parvati, which symbolizes Parvati's Shakti, which is a coiled snake in the base of the spine, Mooladhara. She is sitting there and Ganesha is protecting that chakra, Mooladhara. As his original name was Dandapani because
Hmm.
after elephant head was placed, then he was called as Ganesha and all that. So when Shiva comes, it means that the consciousness is coming to touch Shakti, which is Shakti is energy, which is in the base of the spine, and Shiva is consciousness. And when he comes, earth element, which is Annamaya Kosha, which is we have physical body, the gross body. So, which is kind of when you identify with that body, it becomes a barrier to your Shakti when conscious. It is my explanation. You can say better. So when Shiva comes, it kind of when conscious comes, it kind of obstructs. The body, gross body, earth element obstructs it. So Shiva is, Raudra. He cuts off the head. Before that, there is a story that Vishnu comes. He cannot, defeat Ganesha. And when Brahma came, he could not Indra, and everybody comes. But when Shiva comes, he burns his head. After
Yeah.
that, Shiva places elephant's head, which has so many, symbolism because elephant head is represents intelligence because before that he was egoistic. Dandapani is they say in mythology he was very egoistic. When his head was burnt and elephant head was placed, it was intelligent. When intelligence comes, it's like light. It shows you what is ego and what is other. So after that, the Shakti can reach higher chakras like that. And because Shiva burnt the creation of Shakti, right? So when Shakti sees that his creation, his son is dead, she becomes Kali. She she threatens that she will and dissolve all the creation to Shiva. Then every gods pray to Shiva, and that's the story. That's my version of it. Satyaji, thank you.
No, you're saying a same thing in a different words. I was saying more from the point that it makes sense. I was saying in a different language that Shiva cannot touch the Shakti and Ganesha is the hindrance. And of course, intellect's one aspect, which is ugly aspect, is the ego. But at the same time, when it's a innocent intellect, then it's very functional and very beautiful. And there was something else you said that many gods couldn't defeat because everything else is dependent on the body other than Shiva. That's why they couldn't defeat him. You know, this mythological stories, they did not happen. They are happening. Every given moment, your ego is interfering, and you have to give it a head of Ganesha by cutting that ego off. And this is an interesting point here. If you just destroy the ego, one of the names of Durga is Ahankaraya Namah. The Ahankar is also the form of Shakti. But when Ahankar starts to become, the ego starts to become the master, then it is a problem because then it starts to interfere with life. But when that same Ahankar start to serve the life, then it is Ganesha. So these mythological stories open psychologically what is going on within our consciousness. For example, there is a story of Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu, right? He was trying to kill his son. He threw him off the cliffs because he believed into Vishnu. And the father did not believe into Vishnu. And he was trying to throw him off the cliff, crush him under the rocks. But Prahlad will not die, you know. And Osho was explaining that this Hiranyakashipu is our doubtful mind, which doesn't trust our bhakti, our devotion to life. And whenever something beautiful happens, we try to crush it with logic. We try to crush it with this and these things. But finally, when everything comes to a climax, it's a trust which wins finally. Because that's the again point with the two tusks also, you know, one is broken. So if you look, there are many connections with mythological stories. And we have to take care of our Hiranyakashipu or the egoistic mind and replace it with the trustworthy or the one who is flowing with life kind of mind. So which is how to do that? Not to trust the concepts and ideas, but the Nad itself. Because Nad is the Shakti and Shiva together. And because they're together, creation happens by itself. But mind starts to think, I am creating it. That's why when you just be present and participate into your action, it brings prosperity, not your ideas. See, that is very important point to understand. When negative, positive come together, you don't say, I wonder if light will come on or not. Light will come on. It will happen. The fire will happen. And that will bring prosperity. But in the process of doubting, we either cancel our negative, our material aspect, or we cancel our spiritual aspect. So never the spark happens. Our work is make a spark happen with the effort, then leave it to the light. So you make effort to do things, then surrender to the laws of life, laws of energy, laws of action. But what we do minimal effort and start to mind fuck about laws of things, laws of energy. If that happens, what I will do. If that doesn't happen, what I will do. Instead, put your whole trust into that power which is manifesting the cosmos right now and activate it. Then relax. In that relaxing, you are not stealing the energy through your mind imaginings of fears from the power of manifestation in your action. We are stealing our own talent and power by doubting it, by trying to justify it. But if you can just do the action and then relax, like a magic result starts to happen. But most of the time when we suffer is that when we are thinking about it, I have done this. You see, once you shoot an arrow, your job is to pull it back and release. Now you don't say that whether it will go there or not. It depends. Rest is left to the force of the trajectory of the arrow. Okay.
Shri Ramachandra